It's the Tell Me Something Good podcast.
Because we believe that there is still good in the world.
Hi, I'm Lori Gray.
And I'm Rob Joe. We talk about the good things happening at Christ United Methodist Church here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
And we have a little fun, too.
We're so glad you're here.
Rojo, you ready?
Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Or podcast.
Yes, let's get this podcast on the road.
Well, Merry Christmas, Rojo.
Merry Christmas, Happy Advent.
Oh, here we are. It's the week that the baby arrives.
We are so excited.
We're so excited and ready for a nap.
And we're also excited because
we have a special guest who just decided he was going to be on the podcast, and so he is, because we couldn't say no to him because he won't take no for an answer.
I don't know if special guest is the right word.
You're special.
You're special.
And you're also a guest.
So there you are.
You're a special guest. Welcome, Pastor Garrett. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes, Pastor Morris is going to be very jealous.
Yeah, the last time you had me was like my second week I was here. And I was a lot less confident there, you know.
I don't know how that's even possible.
I know.
Yeah, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to talk about our something good. Okay, first of all, can I just tell you how excited I am about what's going on right now in the Disciple / Parlor?
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
Oh, my gosh.
Y'all might hear some construction sounds while we're recording today.
Yeah, you never know. We're getting a refresh, and it's going to be so beautiful. I'm very excited about it. So they're going to be working on this. They're in the Parlor Disciple room right now, painting and doing that. But then between Christmas and New Year's, they're going to work on in the gathering space.
The gathering space, the hallway that leads back toward the kind of dumpster area. Now where we are in the media room, John and Bob's office, all kinds of good stuff.
Bob, that reminds me of Christ Kids Christmas.
Oh yeah,
Baby Bob.
but it is like fantastic because it's the front of the church is going to be refreshed, and these rooms that we use so often and people in the community use so often are going to look fantastic and modern. And then we've got the youth center that is getting refreshed as well at the same time, and then we even have the logo. That is, getting...
we can't talk too much about it. We can talk a little bit about it.
Oh,
it's
are we not
big...
supposed to?
No.
Well,
no, that's good.
It's on the van already. I mean, it's out for the...
It's out there.
Well, now everybody knows.
Okay, well...
Well, the thing is, like, now people won't just show up for Christmas Eve, right? They got to come back in January.
That's right. They want to know.
They
They want to
see all these new
see.
things.
Sorry, I have to have some
So
water.
real quick, I think for my little brain, I'm going to list off everything we just said. So we said Disciple Parlor Room, Youth Center, the new logo with the van, of course, and in January we're starting a new worship series.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we are.
If these walls could talk.
Yes, they'd say a lot.
They have a lot to say because we've been here since 1956.
Yeah, so
Did you like that I threw that accent in for no reason?
I
don't know what's happening.
this is
There have been a lot of
going
conversations
on.
if these walls could talk.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so something good.
Yes.
What is your something good for this week?
Well, I think it was the Christ Kids Christmas.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Because the kids, it was very funny. I was like, because, Garrett and I, which is, I guess it's appropriate that you're here. I mean, I was like, why is he going to be in here? But again, well, it was because we did Christ Kids Christmas together. But, I screamed out, and Baby Bob. And they were like, no, it's Jesus. And so it was really cute. Like, they already know the Christmas story, and they're so smart.
These children are not quiet when they want to correct us on something.
Oh, no.
They're gonna give us-
No, it was very
Heard.
cute. It was so much fun, and all the laughter, and it's just, and it was fun to be up on the stage with Garrett, kind of.
Yeah, and like just worship and singing and learning new songs, and then after even the worship portion of it, going and doing these games and mission sort of stuff, and the snacktivity and the ornaments and everything as well. It just to watch these families all kind of doing Christmas activities here and sharing that joy together was really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it was super fun. What's your something good this week?
Well, I just really enjoyed yesterday's worship as a whole. So we had a great sermon from Pastor Nikki. I was able to sit in on a little bit of each worship service, although I wasn't in the worship services, but I got to hear some great music that, we always have great music here, but I really enjoyed some of the some of the song selections by Amberly and Joey this week. So
Yeah. I had
Just-
multiple people talk about, they were saying how much they
Yeah.
loved Nikki's sermon. So,
well, and I was stopped by someone in the gathering space yesterday who told me to mention it in our next like worship/staff meeting, but he said that he so enjoyed and appreciated the fact that we were doing this Women of Christmas series, because he's like, we always, and this is a man saying this, he's like, we always hear about the men in the Bible, we always hear about, and Mary and Joseph, of course, but he's like, I've never heard this much about Elizabeth. He's like, I've never considered the midwives in this way. And I was telling him, you'll hear about Anna the week after Christmas. So I think that, this worship series has been such a great success for us in just educating and kind of deepening our understanding of who Christ is through these women.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been great to be a part of it and to listen to these wonderful sermons from the perspective of women. It's just been really humbling and wonderful. And Nikki humbled us yesterday.
yes, she did, as she should have.
Golly.
Y'all need to be humble.
Men can preach too. Golly. Church love that.
Yeah. So, what was your something good for this past
Well,
week?
I've got two.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
You guys don't let me on much, so I'm going to cheat.
I mean, go for it.
Okay.
The longest night service
Yes.
was really beautiful, and like in a season where we have this peace and hope and joy, and there are all these good memories. It's really great to take a second to realize that this is a really tough season for people.
Sure.
That there are empty seats around the table for some of these Christmas meals, and so being able to,
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, this
My
meant something
Kleenex.
good, but being able to
Yeah,
come
it's sweet,
together
though.
and worship and acknowledge and remember, and grief can be a really good thing, and so being able to have that open, and Pastor Nikki kind of being the one who is headlining that for us,
Yeah.
was really, I think, beautiful. And we had it was in the the chapel, which is just a beautiful little space to do
love that.
and I think was a really important worship service for us to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my grandfather passed away a couple years ago, someone told me this, and I've never forgotten it. They said grief is proof that love exists, or that love was once there,
Yeah.
or really is still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
And that didn't make it any easier, but it just made it a little bit more fathomable, if that's the right word. Because I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm grieving so hard because I loved him so much, and I love him so much. So I think that's really cool that we were able to have that service.
Yeah. And then this week as well, our youth piled into the newly wrapped church van.
Yes, yes.
And went to go visit some of our homebound members and share some Christmas carols and some goodie bags and everything as well. And it was wonderful.
Awesome.
And what was the coolest thing is we had coordinated with them and everything. And we would show up to these houses and be like, all right, we're going to sing now. And they'd be like, wait a second, we have gift bags to give you.
Oh,
Wait a second,
that's
we
so
have
nice.
we have eggnog and cookies for the kids and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
All
That's
right.
so sweet.
And it was great because the next day it was people who we had gone to visit were calling or leaving emails and
wow.
just things. And they were like, hey, I wasn't in the Christmas spirit, or I've been struggling with it this
Sure.
year. And that got me in the Christmas spirit
Yeah.
a little bit more. And I was like, that's multi-generational
Sure.
church stuff that is happening, youth, some of our older congregants. And so it was really neat to be a part of that.
We have the
Good
best
stuff.
conversation. I have another something good.
Please, go ahead.
No rules there.
Well, no, but you got
No
to,
one
so I
does.
want to now. It's a competition. No, so
I'm not playing this game.
Yes, you are. You're playing with us. Okay, because when we went and filmed for our Christmas offering at the Jenkins house.
Yes.
Then this is going to play Christmas Eve,
Yes.
and it was amazing. And they are such a sweet family, and I got to meet Annabelle, and it was just, I loved it so much. So that was my other something good. And I can't wait for our congregation to see the video and meet, if they don't already know, the Jenkins family. They get to
Yeah.
meet them and hear their story. So that was my other something good.
Well, and it's
Two.
easy
and
for
if I keep sitting here, I can probably think of more. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's so easy for us as people that are working in the church, whether it be clergy or laity, of course, but for us to be like, oh, this is such a great mission, you should get involved, and this is why. But we can only say and do so much without those personal testimonies. And so for them to sit there and to share with us how not only Christ Greensboro, but Gateway Education Center has impacted their lives and their daughter's life, it's hard not to want to be a part of that after hearing that.
I'm ready for May to get here so we can do the Gator Gallop.
The Gator Gallop,
yeah.
Well, just my first couple of months here, I was really worried because I was like, oh, this is like a big church. I'm not going to know everybody.
Sure.
But like you and our media team giving people the opportunity to tell their stories in the ways that we do is just really intimate and wonderful. And so being able to hear the stories of people, walking in and seeing that video today, I was like, oh, cool, I'm crying like my first 5 minutes walking into work today. Fantastic. But like being able to get a view into somebody's life like that's incredible. And so you guys opening that opportunity for the church as a whole to see that is incredibly important.
Well,
So if you come to see us on Christmas Eve, which our contemporary service is at 5 o'clock and our traditional service is at 7:30, you might want to bring a tissue or two or a box. I'm not sure. If it were me, I'd bring a box because I do sometimes cry, Robert, and don't start with the whole thing again. But come see us Christmas Eve. It'll be, and we do candlelight. We pass the light of Christ after during both of those services. So I know there was some confusion about our candlelight service because people thought that should be when the candles got past the light. That's not it. It's Christmas Eve.
It means they just need to go to both.
Yeah.
And besides tissues, they should probably bring their checkbook too.
Yes.
yes, for sure, because that's
Have your phone ready to type in the dollar amount, and then once you watch the video, you'll probably want to up it, and that's okay.
right. So our Christmas offering, if you give during Christmas Eve, our Christmas Eve service, that offering goes straight to Gateway to help them build their new playground, their all-inclusive playground. So our goal is $30,000, but of course we would like to exceed that because it is such a wonderful opportunity to bring some joy to those children and those families. So anyway, I'm gonna start crying, so we better talk about something else. All right, what else? So this week is kind of quiet in the church, other than Christmas Eve, because we have Christmas Eve, and then the church.
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
be.
if it's going to physically be that quiet with all the construction stuff that's
Well,
going on.
I mean, for us as a staff, because we have the rest of the week off, which is nice.
nice
After
little
this busy
rest,
season.
yeah.
But then next week, I mean, we roll right back into it, into all the fun. So we've got Welcome Wednesday kicks off on January 15th. We've got South Carolina mission trip stuff starting to ramp up in January. We've got a Puerto Rico mission trip interest meeting in February. We've got 2 teams going to Western North Carolina, January, February.
Nice.
Lots of fun things.
Yeah, and so the week after Christmas, we're wrapping up our current worship series.
Yes.
Which is Women of Christmas. Pastor Katie will be speaking on Anna, like I think I mentioned earlier in our little chat. And then in January, not only will we be rolling out the new branding, the new logo, a little refresh for y'all, but we'll also be starting a new worship series called If These Walls Could Talk. And so in this series, we're really excited about not only just kind of giving some good information about what you see in the church, whether you know what it is or not, but also kind of helping to explain what the significance of those items are and kind of what those stories are here in our building. I think many of us, for me, it's been 2.5 years, but for some of us, we've been here for a long time or a short time, and we do or don't know these things. And I think it's really great that we get to learn alongside one another and just have this experience of deepening our faith in this way.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is during this series, it's not just for the adults. We're making a really concerted effort to make sure that the kids in our congregation, so they're going to be with us for the entirety of that worship series, and we're going to have different items and activities to engage the kids each and every single week, and understand a little bit more of why do we have the stained glass, or why is the sanctuary shaped kind of like an upside down boat, or
why is the baptismal font shaped the way it is?
Why does it have so many sides on it?
Why does it have so many sides?
And why do we wear these funny little robes while we're up there and everything too?
It's not because you're cold.
No, I'd wear something else. But anyways, it's just not the most flattering. But it's great because we are trying to find places where our kids can be in the worship with us and be able to meet and have things for everyone there and engage everybody during the series. And so it's going to be educational for our 2-year-olds up to our 102-year-olds about why we do the things or why these things are here in the church.
Yeah. I'm excited about the series because I've grown up in church my entire life, and I know some things, but I definitely don't know all the things that we'll talk about. So I'm excited to learn some and glean information from that.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a great series. I'm really looking forward to it. And having the children in worship because they just bring joy.
And typically our January series is always really big and large and fun to kind of kick off the New Year. So I think this is no exception. This will be a great one, having our kids in worship and, again, having that good education and kind of the thought behind kind of the why.
Well, absolutely.
The what behind the why?
The what?
The why behind the
why?
what?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
The
can't
man
remember.
behind the woman.
What? Okay.
The man
I don't
behind
know.
the curtain.
Okay, so
Behind the curtain.
The woman behind the curtain.
what are you talking, Garrett?
I think he's just using words at this point.
he
to
just
confuse
he
me.
wants to
It's
hear himself
working.
talk. He just
It's
wants to hear
working.
himself talk. That's what it is. It's just that. Okay, so make sure that you come see us Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Please.
please come see us. It's
Two
gonna
worship
be
services.
2 worship services. Like I said, 5:00 contemporary, 7:30 traditional, and then we will be here on the 29th. We will have worship again on our regular Sunday worship. So
And those
contemporary.
and if you make it on the 29th, those are like our special bonus church members right there.
Yeah, you get an extra jewel in your
Yeah.
crown when you get to heaven.
Yeah.
I'm actually not promising that.
I don't think you can promise that, honestly.
If you
you
made it
cannot
this far on the
promise it.
podcast, you deserve one as well.
I feel there was something else I was going to say, and I just got caught up and now in my brain that I have lost it. So I don't know.
It
I'll
was
probably
me.
think of it when you're the problem.
I'm the problem, it's me.
Yes, Taylor Swift. I got it in. I got Taylor Swift in the podcast again.
But whatever,
Always.
we got tons of youth things happening in the new year too. We got we're gonna
Tell
do
me
a
something good about
bounce
that.
kickoff on the
Something.
5th. We got like our big kickoff on the 12th. The confirmationist retreat is happening
yeah.
beginning in January too, and so we are rocking and rolling. And what's really cool is Crystal and I are both working on maybe doing like a children's and youth programming on Wednesday nights. And
Cool.
trying to get some engagement, maybe even getting some of our high schoolers involved and helping lead things for some of our elementary schoolers,
Yeah.
and trying to like get a little bit more of a connection between those two groups, because sometimes we struggle as that at a church.
Sure.
And so finding places where we can engage, our first graders and our 11th graders,
Mm-hmm.
all together and find something that connects them.
That's great.
I love having the youth help with the children.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's great. I mean, it's good for the youth to get experience with, and then the little ones look up to the youth so much, and gives them something to aspire to, hopefully.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even making the change
Yeah.
of switching VBS to before the South Carolina mission trip, so we get more of
yeah.
our youth engagement. It's
Sure.
just really, trying to hit all ages here at Christ,
Yeah.
Methodist Church.
I just remembered what I was going to say.
By all
Well,
means.
okay.
So the other big thing that's happening at the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
did you know that we're getting an app, a Christ Greensboro app? Did you know this?
Like an
Why are you looking?
appetizer?
No.
Like
Okay.
At the Sizzler?
As long as it's savory, I don't want
No,
sweet.
an app, not that kind of app.
Please
An
explain.
app on your phone.
The tech minister doesn't understand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, Garrett is our tech pastor, and he didn't even know about this because. So
I know I use it all the time. It's how I look up church members' numbers. The directory in there is fantastic.
okay. Well, so you're testing the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be great, and it will give our parents a way to do a fast pass check-in with their children. Eventually, not at first because we're still trying to work that out, but you can register for events. I think it'll be a lot easier for our congregation to do that. Look up groups, and we'll be able to send push notifications to different groups, which will be great, like little reminders for things. So anyway, but once that has launched, we will definitely let you know how you can access that and get
Yeah.
that on your phone.
Ooh, that is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And Samantha has been working on that, so she is very, very tech savvy.
Oh, yeah.
She's super smart.
It looks really great, even as just like a testing phase
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. I really am enjoying it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, I'm glad I remembered because it was going to bother me. And then when I got back to my desk and been like, oh, that's what it was. Anyway, okay. Any other things we need to talk about
I think
other than
that
baby Jesus making his arrival?
There's one
of
more
course,
thing.
you've got something else
It's
to
just
say.
for a little
Oh, no.
tidbit for any
Oh,
church
no.
members that have followed till the end. The last bit of big news for the new year
Uh-oh.
is that Samantha is expecting our third child in July.
What?
Yep.
congratulations.
new.
This is news. Oh yeah.
Oh, what? Like
Wow,
July
No
what?
one's gonna follow along this far, so we can just talk about it. But I thought if there were like one or two people,
There are going to be
on
probably
it.
3 people
So
that actually
this is why
truly,
you had to get the bigger house because
Yeah.
you needed more space.
That is correct.
So July what?
It wasn't just a vanity thing. July 10th.
Ooh, it's gonna be a big time
Getting
in the
close to South
summer.
Carolina mission trip
Yeah.
time, so
Ooh,
you know.
ooh.
Well, that's
July is
exciting.
gonna be a big time in
Our
at
little
Christ Church.
Christ Greensboro staff family is growing.
You know, we got it. We talk about growing out the church, and they say get new members, but like, no, you just have more kids.
Okay, well,
It just takes a little bit longer to get them than it does to get a new member.
well.
Well, congratulations
That is
to you and
awesome.
Samantha.
That is big
to Dane and
news.
Isaac.
That's
That's
big news.
I
exciting.
mean,
Yeah.
last week I'm opening a present. This week we got big news from PG. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of like in shock.
I wanted to do it to
Shocking.
you here because make sure you used appropriate language in your response. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I think we probably should get it out before it goes
We
downhill.
are so grateful that you have decided to spend part of your Advent week 4, the week of love, with us.
Oh, it is love.
Love. And we have loved being a part of your weekly routine for this past almost year. So
Yeah, wow, it is. We're coming up on it in February. It'll be
mid to end of February.
yeah.
And I love you guys.
We love you,
love
PG.
you.
All right. Well, come see us Christmas Eve. Come see us the 29th. And let us know that you listen to us. I had somebody tell me last night, they were like, I just love your radio station. And they were like, and I heard you on there. And I was like, oh, sorry.
So sorry.
So, hello, Beth. Hello, Mark. Hello,
Awesome.
Bob. Our 3 listeners. Oh, and Baba.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Well, thank you all for being here, and we will look forward to talking with you after the holiday.
And we hope you have a very, very merry
Merry
Christmas. Feliz
Merry Christmas,
Navidad.
y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.